Hi, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Photo Prendy. Today, we're rolling back the clock by 40 years. Contrary to pop culture, the 80s were not just DeLoreans, fast food, and John Hughes films. Now, today's film is from the other side of the Berlin Wall. I know that when most of us think of film, we think of the American and Japanese film companies like Kodak and Fujifilm, but we're going to be looking at a German film today, specifically film from East Germany, formerly the German Democratic Republic. Today we shoot ORWO NC19. ORWO color NC19. There's actually very little information about this film stock online, but the ORWO website contains quite a good deal of information about the company itself. Basically, they were the East German division of the AGFA Film Company, and they date all the way back to 1909. So, NC19 was designed to be processed using the highly toxic and very out of date 5168 process. Those chemicals are not available, and that's really for the better. They're very toxic. So we're going to need to cross-process this. And what we have available is C41. Sadly, standard C41 will actually melt the emulsion right off of the film base. So what we're going to have to do is process in a low temperature, and fingers crossed, it'll work. Okay, first things first, we're going to open this film up. You can see it did come in the original box, and let's see what's inside. Okay, unusually there is some paperwork surrounding it. And this film came in a metal canister. You don't really see that anymore with the films. Here we go. ORWO color negative film. It says 120 or 620. And it tells us how many exposures this will take. Is the film type NC19. Negative film. So there's that. But let's see what this paperwork is. Oh, this is cool. This appears to be a mailer. So when you're done shooting the film, you can throw this in the mail and send it off to your lab. Something tells me that the lab that this should have been sent to is not around anymore, but that's a really cool piece to have. And here we have shooting instructions. And of course, they are not in English. But, oh wait, no, there is some English on here. So, film changing in subdued light, it says. We have a nice little exposure chart here. So, shows us sunny, cloudy, partly cloudy, and really cloudy, how to shoot this. That's just a really cool thing to have. I'll never get that folded back up. And then if we look on the box here, you can see this is 64 ASA or ISO. So 64 and the film is roughly 40 years old. So going down 4 stops, let's say we'll shoot this at ISO 8. Thankfully, it is a super sunny day here in New Hampshire, and we will see what we come up with. Here we have the Mamiya 6, and we're going to load this film up. So open it up, and the Mamiya 6 is interesting. We have this trapdoor here. We close the trapdoor, unlock it, and that keeps the film tight against the film plane. And then when we move the focus, you can see it moves up and down. That's how the camera actually focuses. So this is the very first time I've ever used this film, and we will go ahead and put it into the camera. That is some old glue. And start the roll. So now it's locked in place. I'm going to close and lock the back. We are ready to shoot. I guess we can change our little film reminder here. Look at that, this actually has ASA 8 on the dial. That's how old this camera is. That's all we need. I guess we'll grab a light meter and head on out and shoot this roll. Alright, so decided to come back to the place I was the other day. Looks like the water's coming down slightly, but still a lot of flooding. I'm gonna set up a tripod here. Things first, get everything framed up nice and tidy. This camera's a rangefinder. Get everything exactly where we want it. Try and shoot at f8. So f8, 1/15th of a second. So set lens to f8. This is how we cock the shutter. That's it. One frame down. Let's see if we can get another composition. A little more light here. We'll go to 25th of a second. Cock the shutter. Done. Here's hoping that comes out. If not, here's my dog. This is Jack. Say hi, Jack. No? Okay, it is freezing and super windy and super loud down here. And I just broke off the end of my cable release in the camera. So this is going to be a fun bit. But came down here specifically because it's so colorful. Hopefully my camera won't get blown over. And I'll do a quick meter. All right, looks like we're on the 1/8 of a second at F8. F8. Focus up. All right, there's one. Sometimes 12 exposures feels like entirely too much. Ever feel that way? What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you see exactly how we fire the camera on the Mamiya. So you can see here's the aperture ring, F8, just like we said. That's how you cock the shutter, and boom. Wind the film on. Let's go down to the water. Wow, the river is just crazy looking today. All right. Lock the shutter. There we go. Take a safety shot on that. Actually, let's open the aperture up so we expose more for the shadows here. So I'm opening up by 2 stops. Okay. Hopefully this film actually appreciates that. Okay, so I am sitting in the parking lot where I just was, and I literally, my hands are numb. I should have worn gloves. Just folding up the tripod.
yeah, dress warm out there. This is not the summer anymore. And let's take this film back and see if we get anything. I'm actually really excited to give this a try.
Exposed. NC19. This hasn't seen the light of day in almost 40 years. So apparently, on the box, we actually have a date. It's super hard to read. This is from 1983. So this film is 40 years old. Alright, so we're developing this at 77 degrees because C41, the normal temperature, is entirely too hot for it. So I just put it through the rinse, and I'm actually kind of curious to see what color the water comes out. I have never seen a clear rinse. I guess we'll see how this goes. They're light safe. That does not look promising. That is super dark. We will finish this process, run for 3 minutes, and see what happens. Moment of truth. Oh my God, there's images. Did not expect that. There are images on this roll of film. I have images, I can't believe it. Once again, we're opening up Lightroom. I've taken an image off of my light table of the contact sheet. To make a positive, we take the curves and invert them, just like this. Hold them down, adjust the temperature. A few more tweaks to the curves. There we have a nice little contact sheet that we can take a look at. Now we'll take a few minutes to review all of the images that we shot off of this roll. Here are the shots. There's a few duplicates in here. I'll get to that in a second. But let's just roll through and see how these shots ended up looking. So, first shot. For a film as old as it is, the grain's really not that bad. It's a real shame that most of the shots are plagued by these dots. I assume it's some form of mold or something on the film. And it just really makes for a really displeasing experience. This one's really bad with the mold. It's funny, as you got further into the roll, it got a little bit better, but the shot of my dog, unfortunately, was just completely destroyed by the mold. This shot actually ended up looking pretty good. This was a mural down by the river. What I'll do is, this is the edit here, but I will show you the original scan. So this is an unprocessed scan here. And you can see it's fairly flat, has a bit of a green hue to it. But again, the grain doesn't look bad. And it's kind of an interesting look. So we'll go back here. More of the mural. Shots of the river, again, really plagued by the mold. But I was fairly pleased with how these ended up coming out, all things considered. This one's a bit better. This was my favorite shot of the roll. Just the two chairs together with the red and the blue, and the way everything framed up. I really liked it, but I was pretty displeased with all the mold. So what I did, and you tend to have this sort of latitude when you shoot a 6x6 negative, I was able to crop it in a little bit. The mold is obviously still there, but it's way less distracting when you look at it at this crop level. More of the river. You can see just how fast the river was running that day. It was crazy where the flooding has been going on for quite some time, and hopefully it'll stop soon. This shot, I'm amazed anything actually came out. I was shooting directly into the sun. It's quite overexposed, but it's kind of interesting that there's anything that even came out. If we pull the contrast, you can actually see that some detail is coming out of the shadows a little bit. Pull those blacks down. So not a ton of detail, but you can see that there actually is something to work with there. And the last shot of the roll, quite a bit of a difference in the light. Again, the shadows, not a whole lot to speak of. But these last three, I just want to show what the raw scans look like. So quite a greenish tint, fairly flat looking, but you can see in certain areas the color really was trying to pop. Unfortunately, these are the sorts of things that can happen when you're shooting a film that's this expired. I really hope you enjoyed this film time capsule with me today. I'm Photo Prendy.